sports and football. Here's Huck in Missouri. He joins us first. He puts the show on the tracks today. Huck, welcome. How are you today? What do you have?
Doing pretty good, Chris. You know, I was going to do Belichick, but I want to say this about Wentz. Let's calm down on Wentz being the next Elway, okay? I know he played well this year, MVP of the league. I get all that. But, you know, Joe Flacco went on a hell of a run and won the Super Bowl, hadn't done anything since. Cam Newton was MVP a couple of years ago, and the next year he fell off the map. Same thing with Matt Ryan, okay? He was the MVP, and he struggled some this year. Carson Wentz coming off a knee injury, he may never play as well as he did this year.
You might
it's
be right. You may be right, but I'll take my chances. I think from what I saw of Wentz, his scrambling ability, his swashbuckling way, he's big, he's strong, the team loves him. I would be surprised if Wentz doesn't have a hell of a career. But go ahead, next.
Well, I would be too to a certain extent, and I'm happy for the Philadelphia fans. Eric and Long Island, I'm happy for all of them. But you and I both know the pressure that's been put on Wentz now is unbelievable. He's going to come out next year thinking that he's got to go out and win the Super Bowl. A lot of extra pressure on Wentz, and I'll tell you something, if Wentz struggles, he comes out of the gate and he struggles and they start 3-3, those Philadelphia fans will turn on him so
I'm
quick
not so
they'll be
sure.
screaming and hollering for Foles. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong on that. I don't think so. I think they won't do that. I think they'll be fair to Wentz. They know there's going to be a little bit of a transitional stage, getting him back in the mix. He'll be rusty. I don't think that would be the case. We're going to have to, but listen, I wouldn't trust a Philly fan, but I would not think that would be the case. Rich is in Massachusetts, and he's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Richard, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, Rich. Nice to talk to you now, pal. Let me hear. Fire away.
So first of all, as a Patriots fan, let me just say that Philadelphia deserved to win. They made the plays, and they deserved to win.
They did. They were the better team. Overall, they were the start to finish, the Eagles were the better team.
Right. Now, and for the first time, that I can think of, there was no, the Tyree catch or the Manningham thing or the didn't give it to Lynch or, you didn't run a running play. There was none of that. It was just plays were made, and that's how the game was won.
Correct.
And so I have two questions for you to illustrate what you were trying to say before. The first is, if you bet the Eagles, all right? So if you didn't see the game, game's over, you don't know anything about it, and I said to you, Brady threw for 500 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and what do you think about your bet? You'd be saying
35-10, 35-10 Eagles, 35-10
Okay.
Patriots. That's
Now,
the first thing. Go ahead.
Here's the whole thing. It came down to what I would call the moment of truth, and this is it. The Eagles played about as offensively as good as they could play, and he made some phenomenal throws and plays for 3.5 quarters. And they went up and down the field, and they scored almost at will. And part of that was obviously because the Patriots were not good defensively. But in spite of all that,
right,
all of a sudden, with 7 minutes to go, they're losing. And that's the moment of truth. And that's when, what are you going to do? And they went, and they did it. And to be fair, they deserve to win because of that.
The fourth down play in that drive was the key drive of the game. If they don't get that fourth down play, folks, there's nobody at City Hall last night in Centertown in Philadelphia. I'll tell you that right now. That's the biggest. And not only was it a big play, he had to move out of that pocket to make that play. That was a big. That was by. And I tell you, they spent more time farting around on the play at the end of the half. And I grant you, it was sort of a signature play and everything else. Foles catch the pass. Biggest play of that game, without even a doubt, is the touchdown pass is the catch to Ernst, who played very well there in the second half after they took him away for a while in the first half. Here's Jason in Kansas City, and he's aboard. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Jason, good afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon, sir. I'll be honest with you. With these Patriot fans calling up and stuff, when they played Jacksonville, they were pretty much lucky to beat Jacksonville.
They were fortunate.
Here's the point.
Yep.
Here's the point. If they had got Eli in that trade when they were trying to get him, Jacksonville would have ran the score up on the Patriots, and we wouldn't even be here talking about Brady and Belichick. Okay?
Well, the bottom line is they didn't get Eli or anybody else, Jason. He did not play quarterback that day, and the defense hurt Jacksonville down the stretch. So that might be right. They were fortunate. You are correct. They could have lost that game. I don't know what that has to do with yesterday, but they were fortunate they won that game. You're correct.
What I'm saying is, dog, is that I just get tired, and I'm so glad, and I'm a G-Man fan, by the way. I'm so glad Philly just beat the Patriots rear ends, because I cannot stand another moment of thinking and hearing about Belichick and Brady. You would have thought those guys were the Messiah.
Well, I get that, and I'm tired of it too, and that's why I began the day with that word, finally. I mean, and I got some stuff to say about Belichick. I will do that in the course of our afternoon and tomorrow, which I picked up on over the weekend. I'm not going to get involved in that right now. But, yeah, I mean, the Patriots have won enough. Let somebody else have a chance. So I am, overall, I completely agree. Overall. We got a lot to do. Let's do an update. Dan Lang's got it here on Mad Dog Unleashed.